Hey everyone, Reaper here again with another video. You might notice that the background here is a little different. I took out all the Genesis games because of my PlayStation 2 collection is so much larger. It's pretty much coming from one tower to the next. So I had to put those in a different area. The reason why I address it is because you'll see some videos that come out over the next month and a half that still have the Genesis background because they were filmed before this video. I try to film as many videos as I can so that, you know, I always have something to release. So here we have part 6 of my Slabbed collection. This series has gone back a few years now. I think the first one came out in 2017. I space them out because I don't have a very large amount of slabs. I mean, I try to get as many. I'm going to be trying to get more over the next year because I want to grade some stuff. And I'll probably buy a couple books that are slabs. So you'll see more of these videos as we move along. But I have another batch, not too many, to show you. Originally this started out as CGC, CBCS, PGX Slab collection. Now it's a Slab collection. Okay, now here's one that I got as a 9.6, Eternals #1. As of right now, I think the Eternals movie, which was supposed to come out in November 2020, has been pushed to February because Black Widow was supposed to come out over the summer. I forget what month, maybe, I don't know, July, whatever. That's taken the Eternals spot. So, anyway, I have 2 copies of this. My other copy is probably anywhere between a 7.5 and an 8.5. I say that because I didn't think this was going to get a 9.6. I thought it was like a 9.0, I think. 9.0, 9.2, and it came back a 9.6. So, if I say my other copy is a 7.5, it might come back an 8.5. Who knows? Anyway, I was lucky to get this book a couple days, that book and the other one, right after the announcement. I got them both cheap, so I didn't put that much into it. This is probably one that's not going to stay in my collection. When the time is right, I'll probably sell it. And, you know, I'll keep the other one. You know, I don't need to have the higher grade in my collection. Moving on. Here's another one. Not a bad copy. This one, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. This one here, it's a PGX copy of Amazing Spider-Man #10, first appearance in the Enforcers. This book I've thought about cracking and just pressing. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll get it slabbed again, maybe not, I don't know, because it has a lot of pressable features. I don't know if you can see it. Getting too much glare, it's hard to see, you know. But there's a lot of crinkles, non-color breaking crinkles, creases, whatever you want to call them, around here that could probably be pressed out. Will it still get a 4.0 if I submit it to CGC? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. It is PGX. So, but we'll see. I don't know. But I'm really considering cracking this baby out. Because even on the back, it has a couple of features that could easily be pressed. It might make it a CGC 4.0. Or if it's truly a 4.0, as PGX says, it might go up to a 4.5. Who knows? We shall see. I'm still thinking about it, though. Now, here's another one that I love the cover. Jack Davis cover. We have Tales from the Crypt #40, 3.0. I'd like to upgrade this to at least a 4 or 4.5 one day. But I saw this one. It was cheap. I jumped on it, and I haven't regretted it. But, yeah, it's definitely something I'd like to upgrade, but I love the cover. This was a cover that I think I mentioned in a previous video. I don't remember when or which video. This was a cover that has grown on me over the years. Like I said, I like to collect. I had all the reprints of these back when I first started collecting. Wasn't a fan of this one. I was sort of like, I just go over it, pass it over. But within recent years, I started to have an appreciation for this cover. I really like it. I think it's definitely one of Jack Davis's best covers, and that's another reason why I'd like to have it upgraded to maybe, you know, nothing big, like a 4.0, 4.5. It's not like I'm upgrading to a 7, because I certainly won't spend that money on it. But, yeah, pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Here's another book that it was another upgrade. And I have to admit, I have a little bit of buyer's regret with this one. CBCS 4.0 Amazing Spider-Man. You know, I could do better than this when it comes to this one. It's a John Romita cover, first appearance of the Kingpin. You know, we all know that. Famous Spider-Man No More cover when Peter decides that he no longer wants to be Spider-Man and he's walking away from it. That whole story arc that was sort of played up in the second Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. Anyway, And they even did a scene from this comic, and they did that in the movie, where he throws the Spider-Man costume in the garbage and he's walking away down the alley, sort of like what he's doing here. 4.0 is okay, but you know something? I should probably upgrade this to a 5.5. Again, it's nothing spectacular. It's not like I'm planning to upgrade it to a 9.0, but I think I could do a lot better than this. And, I sort of got a little bit of buyer's remorse settling for 4.0 with this cover. Now, not that if everyone likes 4.0s, I'm not saying, it's a negative, you shouldn't have a 4.0. I have tons of 4.0s, and I'm very happy with 4.0s. I have less than 4.0. But I just think that with this one, for me, even though I'm not a big Ramita fan, but I like the cover here. I like it. It's a classic cover, to say the least. And I do like the Kingpin. So maybe I'll upgrade it down the line. We'll see. A few more. We have Marvel Superheroes number 13. This is the first appearance of Carol Danvers, who becomes Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel. Okay. I bought this off of ETA Nick. He had a sale. It's been almost a year now. He had a sale, and I liked what the price was. I sold my old copy. I sold it right around the time when it was really heating up about it, before the Ms. Marvel movie. I didn't sell it at the very, very peak, but pretty close to the peak. And I said, one day I'll get it again. No big deal. And I did, right here. 5.5. I'm happy with that as it is. I think my last copy was about a 5. It had extra staples in it. For whatever reason, I don't know. Because when I looked at it, the cover, I could still see the spine was still attached. I could see that this is one of those thick bound spines. So sometimes people stapled them because the glue wore off and the cover came off. The other one was fully attached, so I don't know why. I guess they restapled it. The previous owner restapled it so that the cover would not detach. I don't know. I'm not going to try to figure out why people do the things that they do. But anyway, it was around the same grade, maybe a little. It was probably a little less. So I got a 5.5. Got my copy back. A nice copy. Now this one was another book that I had slabbed at the New York Con in 2019, and I was very surprised at the grade it came back, honestly. Well, anyway, here we have Werewolf by Night. You can see the creases right here. 2 creases. So, they gave it a 7.0. I didn't think it was a 7.0, but I'll take it. When I showed this book in my, I did a video where, my CGC submissions from New York Comic Con came back, and I talked about what I thought this was. I thought it was probably going to be like a 5 after my presser pressed it. And it came back a 7, so I was surprised, delightfully surprised. But I also said that, Moon Knight's supposed to be in his own series. Moon Knight's always been kind of pricey to get. I would like to upgrade the copy. Well, since I got a 7, I don't think I'm going to be upgrading it anytime soon. Because an upgrade for me would probably be around 8.5. Right? And that's just too much money. It's too much money. Granted, I could sell this one and probably make a decent amount, but we'll see. But quite happy with this one for now. Here's another one. The other one that I got back from the New York Comic Con, that same video which you had the Moon Knight. The Amazing Spider-Man 129. I purchased this in February 1994. I remember I had a cousin that had this, not this particular copy, but had this issue. And I was amazed when I saw it. I was like, oh, wow, because at that time, I didn't really have too much of anything that was of value or significance. I had a couple things, but not too much. So when I saw that in person, it's always cool to see these books in person. When you see a Detective 27 or a Batman 1 or a Fantastic Four 1 or Amazing Fantasy 15, no matter how common they are or how, obviously if they're rare, it's also cool to see. But I couldn't care less how common some of the other books that I just mentioned are. It's always cool to see them. And it was cool to see this. And when I decided that I wanted to get a big book, I told that story millions and millions of times. When I walked in, I had 4 books in mind of which one to get. I went with the Punisher largely because of him. I saw that he had one. I was like, oh, it'd be nice if I get one too. And also because the other ones were just, for the money I brought in, wouldn't have gotten me a nice copy of some of the others. Or they didn't have them there. And for the last one, for this video here, a slight upgrade for me with Journey into Mystery 85, the first appearance of Loki, and many others. ETAL. This is, I consider it a slight upgrade for me because my previous copy was a CBCS 3.0. Say what you will. Maybe it was a 3.0, you know, when it comes to CGC terms. But I don't think, I said it last video too, that I showed this, I didn't think it was a very nice looking 3.0. But I wound up selling it to fund my Incredible Hulk 1. And I like this one a lot better. It's much more presentable. Front and the back, nothing weird on the back. There's no triangular P-chunk missing or anything like that. No long tears. It's attached at the staples, no rust. I honestly don't know why it's not a 4.0. Again, I'm not CGC. I don't grade these things. I don't know why the Werewolf by Night 32 I have here is a 7.0. I thought it was lower. Just as I don't know why this is a 3.5. I thought it was higher. So it's very subjective. That's the point I'm trying to make. Regardless. Much happier with this copy. This is a keeper for me. If I was to make a list of books that I want to keep in my collection, this will be up there. There's no need for me to upgrade this one. I don't need a 5 or anything like that. I'm perfectly happy with a very nice, well-presenting 3.5. And that's it. That's it for this particular video. I still have other slabs to show off, but I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to see when I get a little bit more in. When I get a couple more slabs, when I get buy them, or when I grade some more books to make another video. So it might be some time before you see another video like this. Hope you enjoyed, and take care.